essentially, I'm super stoked on this. I think if I had to give like a top three places I would trust to do a Watchmen series and do it well, it would be either HBO, who is doing it, fortunately, or maybe perhaps an AMC or a Netflix. But obviously, AMC has done a pretty good job with Walking Dead. If you take all like the ratings and everything into consideration, good job with Walking Dead. And all like the ratings and everything into consideration. So if you really, if you think about it, what the heck? Okay, there we go. Um, and they did an okay job, I think, with Preacher. That's another kind of like grittier kind of comic graphic novel, however you want to categorize it there. And they, I wouldn't say it's, a great direct adaptation, but I think it's a good series on its own with I guess you could call it the kind of mouthfeel of Preacher. Hits some of the high notes, but I feel like it doesn't quite get there, but it's solid, right? But with HBO, you of course have Game of Thrones, which for the first 5 odd seasons got nothing except for praise from just about every human with a pulse. So that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, I look forward to seeing what the creative minds at HBO can do with this source material. Um, the movie from like 10 years ago, not bad, not bad at all. A mostly faithful adaptation of the source material, I would say. Um, took some liberties here and there, as Hollywood will. At least it was rated R. They didn't skimp out too much on some of the darker elements of the material. Although what I wonder is, will HBO make it more about the drama, because Watchmen also was recognized for its sort of great kind of you know sci-fi elements as well. And I wonder if the sci-fi portion will be like in the forefront or downplayed, or not even really at all. Based on what I've seen in the trailers, it looks like it's almost maybe a not quite sequel. It seems that some or most of the stuff that happened either in the original source material or the movie has happened. Um, Seems to me that let's see, anybody joining the chat? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. All right. All right. So, anyways, um, what was my train of thought? Oh, yes. Seems like most, if some or most of the events will have happened. Definitely seems from the trailers like Rorschach's journal kind of, or at least parts of it, somehow got, published and got out into the public, because there's all the guys in the Rorschach masks. We see Jeremy Irons as an aging Ozymandias. What else do we have? There's the Night Owl, his little ship thing, I forget what they called it, but that kind of makes an appearance in the trailer. So um, yeah, and somebody picks up what looked to me like a blue mask of some kind, and I felt like that was like maybe like a whiff of Doctor Manhattan. Now, my prediction here is that we're not gonna see Doctor Manhattan in this first episode here. Maybe not even in the first few episodes, first season, even. Maybe as like a teaser, like towards the end of the season, maybe for like a second. I think. Yeah, I could be right about that. Could be wrong about that. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's kind of like where I'm at on that. And so yeah, kind of hyped for this whole thing. Hope that it's as awesome as I think it could be. I wonder though in this version of events if you know whether by the method in the movie or the original material if we had the whole like top 20 or so like major cities getting wiped out by some some method or another the way it happened before, and the aftermath of that, or if it's something maybe different that happened but Dr. Manhattan's still out of the picture. I want to say he definitely exists in this version, because it's like, I mean, but it's obviously better if he's not like overplayed and overused. So because obviously like oh, we're in a a generally non-superhuman kind of society, and there's this one guy that can literally like bend the laws of physics to his will. He can kind of end any kind of threat or fight or anything like way too quickly. So it's better if if they do end up kind of making him part of the story, that like there still be some reason why he's not like directly involved in any of the conflict. Because when you get into a fight and Dr. Manhattan gets involved, it's um, he can end it really quickly. There's not really like a way that any conventional means can neutralize or destroy him. So like there's not really a threat you could conceive of in the Watchmen universe that would actually be a threat to Dr. Manhattan. I mean, those familiar with the source material, the most intelligent human is no more a threat to him than its most intelligent termite. Like that is, basically we are. That's his way of saying, you might be, you know, really awesome, really smart, have all these cool gizmos and whatever, but you're still an insect, before his great and awesome power. So, um, I don't know. I hope I have high hopes. Trying not to overhype it too much necessarily. I don't want to be in for like a big letdown or whatever. But it doesn't seem like with HBO the quality generally lasts at least like the first 3 seasons for most of its stuff. I mean, let's think back. Like Game of Thrones, I would say. I mean, I would say 4 to 5 seasons really great. I mean, even the last bit there, it was better than most of what's on TV, I guess. Um, True Blood was interesting for a bit. Also, another kind of adaptation that HBO did an okay job with. That one kind of fell off the rails, so probably season 4-ish, 5 maybe. Yeah, praise Billith. What are we? What shall we do? So yeah, I'm kind of expecting and hoping for good things. Maybe I'll like I'll probably come back to this like after actually watching the first episode and kind of a little bit of see if I still feel hyped about it like I do right now. I just really hope that this isn't another like John from Cincinnati situation, because that was just it was John from Cincinnati. I mean, don't really have to say too much more about that. So yeah, Watchmen. And as far as I know, the only character that they've like revealed to be back in the trailers that I've recognized for sure is Jeremy Irons as Ozymandias or Adrian Veidt, the smartest slash richest man in the world. They're the Watchmen universe's answer to Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark, basically, except with a hint of like kind of so evil that he'll like wipe out millions of people to quote unquote make the world a better place. So a little bit of background. It's been a few years since I read the original. Been almost not quite as long since seeing the film. Saw it in theaters because fanboy and all that. Generally a fan of HBO. Liked the what has been done so far with the intellectual property. Hopefully HBO is hopefully at least whatever this is ends up being a good like spiritual successor to the source material. That's the really all I can kind of ask for and hope for. So yeah. Oh, what do we got here? So maybe what I'll do is like do like a weekly discussion about the show for the whole first, maybe like a pre and post game potentially. The post game might be tough because it's if I watch it on like regular HBO, it airs at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm in Arizona and like I wake up super duper early, like 3 a.m. for work, so that's really kind of kind of tough, kind of tough. Mm. Oh boy. Well, man. Well, my genuine hopes and dreams are that this is an amazing show. I'm gonna pause kind of this whole thing to use the restroom real quick because I've got to go. BRB. It's a little hot. A little hot. Oh man. We rock the Vader t-shirt here today. Let's see here. Yep. Just need somebody to pop on in. And we got this Zevia 0-calorie soda. Dr. Zevia. It's alright. Sometimes I prefer this over like the artificially sweetened kind of stuff. As they say, sugar substitutes, they're calorie-free, not consequence-free. But hey, as long as I'm not jamming like 300-400 calories a day worth of corn syrup down my throat, you know, it's a good thing. And I think there's this like stevia plant or whatever it is that they use to make this taste sweet. I think it doesn't have like the same insulin response or whatever as whatchamacallums, like sucralose and like sugar substitutes like that, supposedly. I don't know. Don't really know. I know that pretty much nothing's as bad as like actual like corn syrup, so like who cares? Best practice would just be to just drink water all the time, but sometimes in life we can't do best practice and we have to do second best practice. That's what I tell people at work. Sometimes second best practice has to do depending on the situation. Man. Oof, my mouse is like acting up too. Like it's double clicking stuff when I don't mean it to and all kinds of things. It would be so awesome. So awesome if we got like some idea. I mean, hopefully they'll at least like reveal what, you know, what events from the source material have happened at all, and if differently, how they're different and everything. I don't know. I don't know. These are my hopes. I want to at least kind of like get some of like the universe building stuff handled off the gate. It's hard for me to get comfortable. I did deadlifts today. My butt hurts. There was nobody else there at all, so it wasn't like a Lords of the Locker Room kind of situation where I had to wrestle somebody and show them who the boss of this gym was or anything like that. I'll probably just upload this to YouTube if like nobody joins the channel or to chat. This was a just chatting Twitch stream here, but it seems like nobody's really taking up on it. I have like no followers, so it's probably why. Oh my God. And this mouse is just making me like go super rage mode right now. Come on, chat. Last time I did one of these, somebody joined and said that I looked like Jesus. It's always appreciated. I'm pretty sure I'm stronger though. Look at Jesus bench. Probably not much. Come on, chats. Come on, chats. Nope, nothing. All right, cool. Well, I've made my kind of predictions here. Hope that they come true. And overall, I think, it'll at least be giving people, fans, which honestly, I recommend probably that anybody go into this at least having seen the film from 10 years ago. Preferably read the source material. And there's other readables out there now. I've only ever read the original, but there was a little series that you could read called Before Watchmen, I believe it was called. It might be. There's there's that Doomsday Clock thing going on right now, kind of like a crossover with the main DC universe that involves Dr. Manhattan doing some stuff. Not overly familiar with it, just the broad strokes. But yeah, I'd say at least go into this having seen the 2009, or it wasn't 2009. I think it was, maybe it was 2006. Whatever it was like 10 or so ish years ago. I would say go into this at least having seen that, preferably read the original source material. And anything else you've read or anything is kind of a bonus at this point. I'm just curious what stuff they're gonna keep, what they're gonna kind of maybe like retcon or whatever. They say not a reboot, but a remix. But if we have this thing with Rorschach's journal getting out, we have the guys wearing the masks and whatever, and he's kind of become like a martyr. That would imply that it's kind of like a sequel, really, because the end result, spoiler alert, by the way, Rorschach dead. Lots of really, really, nasty stuff behind it. That he died, essentially was killed to keep it all secret, gets out, and he's made a martyr for, a new cause or whatever, of people who maybe are politically, aligned with him. I know he was kind of a conspiratorial sort, subscribed to kind of the, I guess, the in-universe, Alex Jones's or whatever's, or at least that's how he struck me. The kind of guy, the little Glenn Beckian kind of, maybe tuned into a little Jesse Ventura. No offense to anybody that's in any of those guys, but they're a little bit. Ew. How might I say, a little off. Well, let's see here. Been going for 20-something-ish here. Looks like no joiners on the chatty chats. Last time I did this, it took quite a bit longer. before anybody spoke, and they didn't really stick around and actually chat, so that was kind of boring. But yeah, I mean, we have many possibilities coming up here in about 1 hour. I look forward to it, and definitely hoping that there will be something to talk about when it's over. Something good, not. I hope it's not a steaming pile. That's for sure. I'll be super disappointed. Come on, HBO, you owe us for that last season of Game of Thrones, man. Come on. And with that, I think I'm gonna just head off, take care of some laundry, get ready for the show. Maybe I'll upload this while I'm at it. I don't know. We'll see.